I was asked about toxic people. So let me first say that I don't hold people as toxic. I hold the behavior or the experience of their energetic composition as toxic. Number two, I take it as an opportunity for me to check internally, because if it's showing up in my external world, particularly if it's showing up with tremendous frequency, then let me look inside at the words that I use to describe the toxic behavior, right? Toxic as in detrimental, harmful. So where am I being detrimental to myself? Where am I being harmful to my thoughts, aspirations, hopes, dreams, self-esteem? If I say that toxic behavior kills, then where am I killing, consciously or unconsciously? Where am I doing internal damage to my disposition, to how I see myself, to how I show up in the world? That's the invitation that I offer, so that I'm less likely to make it about the other person. Because as long as I can make the experience, or believe I can make the experience, something that's external, then I'm attempting to control something that's outside of me. And that just creates more suffering and more upset. But when I can look inside and take it as a divine opportunity just to check in, doesn't mean I've done anything wrong. It doesn't even mean that I'm showing up as toxic to myself. But I want to be able to check and be mindful that what shows up in my external world oftentimes is the outpicturing of my internal conversation. So I may have toxic experiences showing up all around me without recognizing that it's giving me an opportunity to look within. Now, energy is neither destroyed or created. That's what we learned in school. But it is transferred. So when I'm around people who have a happy, light, gay, spry disposition, then I can feel that energy. And when I'm around people who are behavior or energy is sullen or depressed or critical or offensive, I can feel that too. Particularly as a facilitator and a speaker, I can walk into a room and feel the energetic funkiness or liveliness in a room without knowing what it is. I just know something's off. You ever make that face like. So here's what you can do. One simple thing you can do using table salt. You don't need to go out and buy Epsom salt. Don't get me wrong. It works, and no, Epsom salt isn't for old people. Now they got it with lavender and, and go to some places where you can get it inexpensively. And it comes with all these wonderful, it's an aromatherapy experience, right? But you can use table salt. And for those of y'all that really need to know how much, I would say use 9. Just use regular table, just a tablespoon. 9 of those into bath water. And then before you put it in the bath water, my invitation is to think of words or say a prayer that aligns with what you desire to experience. So the words could be pure, clean, forgiven, released. Or your prayer. Y'all know, those of y'all that pray, you know how to pray, in God, Allah, Buddha, light, love, source, divine mind. It is my intention to remove all impurities and toxins from my body, moving through this moment feeling free and light, right? Like, make it simple. Don't paying for a half hour, because then you forget what you came in there for. Hold the salt in your hand, pray into it, or speak the specific words that matter to you. Put it into the water, allow it to dissolve. Now, if you only have a shower, put it into a jar, allow it to dissolve within the jar, and then you can just pour a little bit over your head, over your shoulders, and it's a way to energetically cleanse yourself. And if you want some deeper ones, just hit me up. I'm more than happy to give you some things that work in the Pruitt household. But I hope that supports a shift from the person being toxic to the energy of the person being laden with toxicity. And that rather than attempting to make it about something external, look internal as a way to connect, to see if there are any toxins internally that you may want to address. And then outwardly, you can cleanse yourself. And you may find that there's nothing that you need to say to the other person. If you do need to say something to the other person, my invitation is to speak it from love and let them know about the behavior rather than defining the person. and it may give them feedback that they've never received before, or if they have received it, maybe you will offer feedback in a way that they can actually sit with, be with, ingest, and perhaps they may decide to make an internal shift. But whatever you do with yourself and others, be gentle.